The morning wasn't normal. It wasn't peaceful. It was wrong. At 5 a.m., the city began to wake. The milkman pedaled down familiar lanes. Newspapers hit the porches, and life was ready to start. But something had already ended. Outside the Carter mansion, a paper boy froze. He looked up, and what he saw shattered the silence. A man hanging in the window, still lifeless, eyes open, neck bent by a thick rope. It was Albert Carter, a powerful businessman. But that was just the beginning. Police arrived within minutes. Inside the house was something that would haunt them for life. Albert's elderly mother thrown from the stairs, blood on the marble, her cane broken like a snapped bone. Arya Carter slumped in the kitchen, a bullet shot through her stomach. Stuart Carter face down in the pool. Georgia Carter found in the bedroom, burned. No signs of a break-in, no screams were heard, no neighbors saw anything. 5 deaths. One night, one house. Something happened in there. Something no one could explain. The Carter family was gone. The night before was calm. Inside the massive glass house, the Carter family laughed over dinner, but something was watching. At 10:57 p.m., Arya's phone lit up. An unknown number. She answered without much thought, and then the voice spoke. Cold, distorted, empty.
"Let's start the game."
She froze. The voice knew her name. Then it asked for speaker mode. And once it spoke again, the mood of the house shattered. It spoke to each of them, one by one, not threatening, not demanding, just knowing. It knew too much. Their habits, their lies, and their secrets. And then came the rules.
No one leaves. No one lies. Until the final order.
The doors locked. The game had begun, and by the time they realized what was happening, it was already too late. Panic had started to set in. The voice on the phone wasn't just a prank. It knew too much, felt too close. Albert Carter stood up, furious, confused. He reached for his phone, ready to call the police. But before his fingers could touch it, a red laser dot appeared on his forehead. They all froze. The room went silent. Eyes turned toward the massive sliding glass window. The laser was coming from far outside, somewhere in the dark, watching them. Then the voice returned.
No smartness, no hiding, no running. I can see you from every window. Should have built the house with fewer of them.
Albert stepped back slowly, his hand trembling. The family looked around. Every window now felt like a threat, like eyes staring in. They weren't alone anymore. The house wasn't just glass and stone. It had become a trap, and the game was just getting started. They couldn't speak. They couldn't move. Then the voice spoke again.
Albert, go downstairs.
Albert Carter slowly stepped off the first floor, every footstep heavy. He reached the shoe rack. 4 old clocks, all showing different times. Beside them, a stack of cards. He brought it all to the dining table.
These clocks will be placed in 4 rooms. the kitchen, the bedroom, the living room downstairs, and right where you're sitting now. Every room is around, every card a task. No skips, no refusals. One by one, your family will play.
The game had begun, and this wasn't about winning. It was about surviving. The voice returned.
Each card holds a symbol, 4 signs: plus, minus, multiply, divide. The signs will reveal their meaning as you play. No guessing, no cheating, no second chances.
Then the voice drew their attention to the final clock.
This is your final timer. When this clock strikes 4 a.m., the game ends. Whoever's still breathing wins.
A thick silence followed. Then the voice echoed through the house. Once more.
You are the players. I'm the operator. So, Carter family, let's begin. Are you ready to play?
The first chit was drawn. Arya's hands trembled as she picked the card. A symbol plus.
Ah, lucky girl. A physical task, nothing more.
He asked her to do 10 rope jumps. The family exchanged confused glances. Was it a game of children? 10 rope jumps done. Then Georgia drew her chit. Multiply.
Same player, double the jumps.
Back on the floor, 20 more. Her breath quickened. The game wasn't just random. It was testing limits. Then Stuart picked his card. Divide. For a moment, silence. Then the voice came back.
Albert, pick up your phone. Show your favorite photo.
Albert scrolled, paused, and showed it. A smiling Arya on her 17th birthday. Innocent, glowing. The voice laughed.
Now, Arya, divide the image with truth. Tell your family something you've been hiding.
Arya's face paled. What truth? She whispered.
Anything you're hiding.
She looked at her parents, scared, and continued.
Last night, I didn't go to tuitions. I went to a club. I'm sorry.
George's eyes narrowed. Albert sighed, but it wasn't shattering. Not yet. Then Albert picked his card. Again, multiply.
Same player. Arya, multiply the effect. A bigger truth. Impactful.
Arya hesitated.
Last week, I skipped classes. I went shopping instead.
A pause. Then came the shift. The voice wasn't laughing anymore. It turned cold.
Wrong move. You were warned. Now, the penalty. Arya is already 1 month pregnant.
Pure silence. Not a sound in the glass mansion. Georgia stood in shock. Stuart turned pale. Albert's hand clenched the edge of the table. This wasn't a game anymore. It was dissection of truth, of everything they thought they knew. Arya trembled in place, her face soaked in silent tears. Albert, speechless, his eyes locked on his daughter. Georgia stepped closer. Is it true? She asked. Arya barely nodded. Georgia's face twisted. Pain, fury, disbelief, all at once. The dinner, the smiles, the comfort. Everything wiped away in seconds. only because of one man, the operator, but still unknown.
And now, let's keep playing. Pick it up, or the player count drops to 3.
Arya reached forward with shaking hands. It was a plus. The operator continued without any hesitation.
Climb the staircase until the clock in the living room downstairs strikes 4 a.m.
Arya stood slowly, wiping her tears. But then...
Not you. The task isn't for you. It's for the oldest player in the house. Your grandmother.
Albert's voice cracked through the silence. Panic laced every word. He tried reasoning, pleading. His mother wasn't fit for this. But the game didn't care.
Follow the rules, or lose a player permanently.
Suddenly, the game wasn't just cruel. It was unforgiving. Albert stood frozen. Every window in the house was now a silent threat. He walked slowly. Each step toward his mother's room felt like walking into the graveyard. He opened the door. There she was, his mother, still untouched by the nightmare, unfolding beyond the walls. Albert didn't explain. There was no time, no words that could make sense of this. He held her hands, led her gently to the staircase. She questioned, but he didn't answer. Instead, he dropped to his knees, at her feet, and then bowed his head. A son's final request, unspoken. She looked at him, still confused. But then she began to climb, step after step, slow and painful. The house watched. The operator watched. The clock in the living room ticked past 2:34 a.m., and the game continued. The old wooden stairs creaked under fragile feet. Albert, feeling ashamed of his work, returns back. Georgia's turn. She pulled a card. Divide.
Speak a truth.
She hesitated. Time was stretching. And finally, she spoke. A name. A man from her past. Someone who once held her heart. But they are friends now. Albert's expression cracked. But he nodded and forgave. But the game had no interest in peace. A multiplier from Stuart. Georgia turned pale. She knew the meaning. She had to multiply the truth. But she couldn't. Her lips refused to move. Her breath caught. But then the laser moved. This time to Stuart's head. 10 seconds.
10.
The countdown began.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Within a second, Georgia confessed another truth of Stuart being Morgan's son and not Albert's. What was once a father became a stranger. What was once a family became a riddle. The operator's laugh echoed, and the night had no intention of ending. 10 minutes passed, but it felt like eternity. The Carter family sat shattered and silent. No words exchanged, just broken breaths. The operator's voice returned. The break was over. The game resumed. Albert slid out a minus. The operator laughed.
Ah, now this is the best part of the game. Go downstairs, open the front door, pick what you find, and return.
The minus had arrived, but this time it came with a choice. 4 cards were to be drawn, each from the pile of signs. No minus, only plus, multiply, and divide. But one of them would match. Cards were picked, and fate made its decision. Stuart and Arya, both holding a plus. The operator gave the next instruction. Both players to the living room. Stuart and Arya, without a word, descended the stairs. Stuart was asked to open the box. Inside it, a gun. The gun was placed on the table between them. The clock in the living room read 3:30 a.m. Half an hour left. The rules were simple. Only one returns upstairs. Minus meant one player must be eliminated. Albert started screaming. Georgia pleaded for help, but the lasers returned. The message was clear. No stopping. No escaping. 20 minutes left. Whispers filled the silence. Arya, tears in her eyes, begged Stuart to end it, but he refused. They pushed the choice on each other, but no one moved. Stuart finally spoke that if he pulls the trigger, he's not killing one, he's killing 2. 15 minutes left. Upstairs, Albert collapsed to his knees, pleading with the operator. Time bled away. 5 minutes remained. Arya stood up. She picked up the gun. She was ready. Stuart got scared and tried to stop her. Albert screamed down the stairs to stop. 3 minutes left. They broke down completely. Then came the operator's voice.
If not the young, then take the old.
Albert turned toward the staircase, and there was his mother, still climbing, exhausted. Tears streamed down Albert's face. The woman who gave him life. He walked to her. She looked up, concerned. 1 minute left. Time stopped. He apologized, closed his eyes, and then he pushed.
Let's begin the next round.
The silence after the storm was more haunting than the chaos itself. Arya requested for a glass of water. The operator approved. She walked slowly into the kitchen, her steps echoing in the hollow silence. Back at the table, Albert reached forward, his hands shaking. He didn't blink. His face froze. The card slipped from his fingers to the floor. A multiply. The room went silent. Lights start flickering. A loud crash shattered the dark. After the light flickered back, they all turned towards the kitchen, and what they saw changed everything. Arya lay on the floor. Blood pooled from her stomach. She'd been shot, and so had the unborn child inside her.
Last round, 1 was lost. Multiply that. 2 should fall.
Stuart clenched his fists in fury. He couldn't take it anymore. He sprinted to the terrace, gripping the gun earlier. From the edge, he spotted the red glow. He aimed, but before he could shoot, the ripples of death spread. The Carter family had now lost 3. Only 2 remained. They weren't even crying anymore. There was nothing left to feel. They were alive, but lifeless. Remaining 2 clocks kept ticking. An hour passed, and then the voice returned.
The game must resume.
No fear remained, only emptiness. Georgia picked the divide. She revealed the truth. Their marriage wasn't love. It was a deal, a decision born from money, revenge, and a broken heart. Albert picked his card. Another divide. He confessed all the frauds and cruel things he had done to build his empire. Georgia picks another card, this time a multiply. Here came another twist.
Reveal the most cruel thing you've ever done to that woman, Emma Williams.
Albert's face froze. His eyes widened. His past rose from the grave. Georgia still confused. The name sliced the air. Emma Williams. A business relationship, unreciprocated love, and rejection. That night, his ego crumbled.
He went to her house. She was alone. He and his friends did the unthinkable. They gang raped her, beat her, and burned her alive.
Georgia's body shook. Her ears bled with every word. Albert cried violently, head banging into the table in guilt and shame. Georgia collapsed to the floor.
Now the final card. Pick it up.
Albert flips the final card. Minus. His eyes close, ready to leave this nightmare.
Not you. Your wife. And you will be the one to do it.
His body stiffens.
The same way you killed her. The woman from your past. Burn her alive in the bedroom.
Albert refuses and begs for his own death.
No, not you. Death is too small. Instead, I'll reveal everything. Your sins. Her betrayal. Arya's child. Stuart's father. Emma's murder. The world will know. And they'll die. With shame. Written in blood.
Georgia rises. Do it, she whispers. Albert refuses again. But there's nothing left, she says, and steps towards the bedroom. The last clock ticking 3:30 a.m. Albert alone sits at the dining table. The main door opens. Someone walks in. The voice follows.
Did you enjoy the game?
Father, is your purpose fulfilled?
No, there's one more family.